Leo Moreno cannot let his goats graze anymore. In the floodplains of Sanlúcar la Mayor, it's been prohibited for over 20 years. Back then, one of Spain's biggest environmental catastrophes happened in a copper mine just a few kilometers upstream.
I came here and everything was black, full of black mud. The mud came from up there, where the mine is. All of this was flooded. The river and the entire plain too.
April 25th, 1998. In Aznalcóllar, Andalusia, the dam for the collecting basin breaks. Highly toxic mud, a byproduct of copper production, floods the valley for up to 60 kilometers, threatening to destroy a nature reserve. Cultivation has stopped here ever since, and the pasture along the river has become a restricted area.
This harms us farmers, of course. We live off our fields. The cattle is not allowed up there anymore. So we need to buy fodder and confine the animals.
Now, ecologists say the Andalusian copper region is facing a new threat, 60 kilometers to the northwest. Isidoro Albarreal expects the worst.
Unfortunately, we have information from experts saying that the dams of the mine in Rio Tinto aren't safe. There's no safety there.
The open pit mine in Rio Tinto is 10 times the size of the one in Aznalcóllar and is run by an international corporation seeking to increase production by 50%. We're not allowed to film on site, so Isidoro Albarreal shows us the reservoirs. Underneath a solid layer on the surface, there is liquid mud.
The water here is very acidic and has been contaminated heavily through copper production. If the dams break, then a much bigger catastrophe could happen than 20 years ago.
In the village next door, nobody wants to believe this scenario. Most families here lived off mining until the factory closed for 15 years. Mining has restarted 3 years ago, and many are happy to just have their jobs back.
Our lives have been reinvigorated by the opening of the mine.
With all its modern technology, how could mining be bad?
What can I say? The ecologists simply keep bashing anything and everyone.
The mayor defends the mine, too. She even downplays the procedural error that occurred during the reopening and has been confirmed by a court.
With such a project, one needs to stick to the deadline so that people can present their concerns. This deadline required by law was not met. But no environmental laws were broken. It's simply a procedural matter.
The Andalusian regional government justifies its decision in the same manner and was not willing to be interviewed. Meanwhile, the mine keeps running. In the eyes of ecologists, this is scandalous.
The citizens weren't informed sufficiently and hardly had any time to object. Everyone wants the best technology to be used for the construction of these reservoirs. As long as a permission is not completely legal, the pit should actually not be allowed to be run.
But business is booming. Copper is increasingly in demand. For crisis-ridden Spain, the valuable resource is seen as a chance. In Aznalcóllar, with its contaminated soil, mining is supposed to recommence soon. The goat herds downstream have their reservations concerning these developments. Leo Moreno is happy to see employment return to the region, but cannot comprehend how easily international corporations are allowed to exploit the earth.
It's money that runs the show, and we must subordinate ourselves. That's all. Economy first, then us.
Leo Moreno and his colleagues know exactly what they're talking about. When it comes to safety, they say, no price is too high. Politicians should learn from the disaster and prevent risking a new one.